Hello, and welcome to Season 1, Race 2 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. We are here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, if I said that right, and properly, for the Spanish Grand Prix. And as you can see, up top it was actually very close with Bottas and Hamilton. They're actually, as I was doing my one-shot qualifying lap, they were jostling back and forth for pole, and Bottas just edged him out. We qualified P13, which is a solid qualifying effort, I think, considering where our team is. It was funny because I did the qualifying practice program in practice, and it has the target time, and it had me over 2 seconds ahead of the target time, and they had me first. Which is funny, because I just knew that actually when I went to qualifying, it wasn't going to be nowhere near that. But, nevertheless, we are in P13. Let's see how the rest of the grid shakes out. And our teammate is pretty much, not last row of the grid, but he's in there with the Alfa Romeos and the Haas's and he's actually Mick Schumacher. Have to give him a lot of credit. P15, out-qualifying Alpine and both Alfa Romeos and a Haas. That's pretty impressive, not gonna lie. But nevertheless, we will advance forward as we get ready for the race. Of course, we got the new sponsor on the car. Though we haven't had an interview yet for the entire race weekend, which is kind of interesting. Sort of surprised. So we usually get at least one interview, and I had the interview set to standard, so it's not like I eliminated them or anything like that. Of course, doing answering two interview questions is part of the Zyneto sponsorship. So, weather for the race is perfect. No issues there. 33 laps, still have no rival yet. Haven't gotten to that point quite yet. R&D, we do have the minor engine upgrade coming in for Monaco. We also have a durability upgrade coming, so after that we will be basically level 1, or have leveled up every bit of the durability department, and there you see the progress. We actually lost a little ground to Alfa Romeo, but that's okay, we can work through that, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else left to do, but actually, I'll check the settings. Yeah, Meet the Press is on. So, I am taking part in press interviews. So, there's that. So, yeah. So that, let's go straight to the race.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, a track that will certainly force the drivers to push themselves. It consists of a very impressive main straight going into turn 1. It's a straight that also offers a DRS zone, so it's likely to be a hot spot for overtakes. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, You're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1, so how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness, and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Norris, Sergio Perez, and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel, and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda, the owner driver, and Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher, Ocon, Kimi Raikkonen, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Russell, Joe, Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
All right.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So race strategy here, pretty simple for us. We are doing the one stop, medium to hard, while the top 10 we're doing a two stop more likely than not. We'll double check the race director, and as you can see, the top 10 all on the soft tire. So our goal really is going to be to try to find a way past Lance Stroll and Yuki Tsunoda to sort of be the lead car on the one-stop strategy. So I think they'll put us in a pretty good spot. So that's what we are aiming for. And yeah, we'll see how it works out for us.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap. Okay, here's who we're really fighting today. Tsunoda and Alonso. No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Yep, so in this race they're going to be fighting some Alpines. Who just got a very shocking upset win today in Hungary with Esteban Ocon getting his first career win. We're going to be fighting the Alpines. We're going to be fighting the AlphaTauris, the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll, and maybe even the Haas of Mick Schumacher. And up front, it's Bottas and Hamilton on the front row. We'll see how they get off the line here. We have a decent chance to crack the top 10, so it'll take a lot of effort though.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Alright, here we go. It's time for the Spanish Grand Prix. 5 red lights. And we're underway. Oh, we're getting swamped already. Look at this. Ocon already by. Schumacher already by. comes our teammate Guan Yu Zhou making a move to the inside. We make it through. Let's take a look at that first set of corners. See how much contact we made. A little bit, I think, okay. Our teammate got into the back of us a little bit. But Guan Yu is actually in a pretty good spot, going side by side with that Alpine very briefly. And meanwhile, let's see what happened up front. The two Mercedes going side by side. Still going side by side, but Bottas is going to win out. Verstappen just behind. So, there you go. It's Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen. Then Norris, Perez, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Vettel, Gasly, Sainz, Tsunoda, Stroll, Alonso, and then us. We dropped one. The best entry through that corner. Oh man. Second I looked back, I knew I was gonna turn off track like that. See if we can get by Alonso here. And Stroll almost into the back of Tsunoda, but we make it stick. We're up to P12. See if we can get after Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Ooh, dive bomb city. But we get the job done. We get the pass. We're up into P11. Tsunoda actually, we force him off to the point that he loses 2 spots instead of 1. Alonso gets by him. And here we are, we've completed our goal. At the end of the first lap, we are up to P11. Just outside of the points paying positions. Now, of course, the big question is going to be... as we work our way through the first few turns. So, of course, the big question is going to be, when will the soft tire runners pit? I had to guess it's probably going to be about 7 or 8 laps into the race. Just based on what I believe I saw in my strategy options at the start of the race, or before the start of the race.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car enters the DRS zone.
So I think we're actually doing pretty good right now as I double check the top of the leaderboard. Bottas still in the lead. So my thinking is, if we could just hang on to Carlos Sainz here, not like within DRS range, but just keep him in sight, stuff like that, I think we'll probably be in pretty good shape here. Again, presuming that all those guys in front of us are going to do a 2-stop race.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Okay, gap ahead is 1.7 seconds.
Do our mid-session save here. Actually fall back a little bit from Carlos Sainz, while Alonso is within our DRS range, so he's catching up to us a little bit. Whoops! Yeah, that's not good. Definitely don't want to do that. I feel like I could get through there a little bit better. Still Bottas out in front. Actually, I'm curious to see what the gaps are. So, because I know Sainz is right on the back of Gasly. Vettel is close to Leclerc. And then you have this little threesome here of Ricardo, Perez, and Norris. And then actually the two are Bottas, Hamilton, and Verstappen are all pretty close. So should be interesting to see if we're going to be getting a battle for the lead there.
Green flag.
Uh-oh. Somebody's got a problem. Yuki Tsunoda out of the Grand Prix. Looks like he's had an engine failure, presumably. Yep, and there you see his AlphaTauri just going up in smoke. Go on the board with Lance Stroll, see it from his point of view. Stroll nearly collided with Esteban Ocon there, or is this Ocon? I believe it's Ocon. Yeah, that's Ocon. Ooh, yeah, very close. You see our teammate Guan Yu Zhou coming on the scene. So we have our first retirement of the career mode. Of course, there actually was a retirement with Lance Stroll in Bahrain, but we didn't actually see that. We got no notification of that happening, so I just never really saw what happened with him there. But nevertheless, we carry on. In our Rockstar Energy Racing Renault.
You have 11th place. Sainz is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds. They're on old softs. Alonso behind. The gap to the car behind is 1.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. The gap to the leader is 13.3 seconds. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time, 28 laps to go.
So this is going to be interesting because if the leaders in front do end up hitting,
the car ahead is 2.1 seconds.
Within the next 2 or 3 laps, we're going to come out ahead of them, I think. So we could be holding up some Mercedes here. You never know. Got a bad run through that chicane. You never want to hit those curbs, especially in this year's game. They're very the price for going over them is very steep. I'll just put it that way. That's a better run through that chicane. Oh, we have one car in the pits already. That's Lando Norris. And we're up to P10.
P10, you're in P10. Signs ahead, gap to car in front is 1.8 seconds. They're on old softs. Alonso is behind you. Our gap behind is 1.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 14.8 seconds. Your pit window will open in 7 laps time. 27 laps to go.
Definitely could have gotten a better run through that set of corners. And we got cars coming in. We have, who is this? We have, so even though Valtteri Bottas is the race leader, Lewis Hamilton is going to pit first, and Max Verstappen is going to follow him, as well as Daniel Ricciardo. So that's very interesting. So we'll see here, I presume they're both going for the same tire. Well, that's not good. That's bad.
You're in the top 10
Alright,
now.
there we go. We
Keep it up.
fly by the leaders who have pitted. And it's going to be interesting to see what traffic they get stuck behind. I presume they all went on to mediums, I'm guessing. I have to think. Yeah, medium, medium. Medium. Yeah, they're all going medium. So where's my teammate? My teammate is just about coming around the final corner, so he's not going to beat out Hamilton or Verstappen, I don't think. Let's see, where did Hamilton and Verstappen come out? So they came out right in front of Lando, who had just pitted the lap before, which is about where Lando was prior. And the other the other McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo is going to come out behind my teammate Guan Yu Zhou and Kimi Räikkönen. So, interesting things there, but Hamilton is going to be behind Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Alonso, and myself in terms of the drivers who went with the medium tire start. Meanwhile, you have Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, and Valtteri Bottas, who are still on the track right now, having not pitted yet. I presume if if Hamilton and Verstappen just pitted, then I presume that Bottas and Perez will be in this time by.
Gap ahead is 2.6 seconds.
And Sainz dives into the pits, as does Bottas, as does Perez. And we are now in the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix, as I believe Lewis Hamilton jumped his teammate in the pit stop cycle. There's Bottas. Actually, Hamilton dropped Verstappen like a bad habit. And he's actually going to break away a little bit from both of them, as Hamilton's going to be stuck behind the Alpine of Esteban Ocon. So perhaps Bottas and Verstappen will catch right back up to Hamilton if he's getting held up by the Alpine. And as for us, we are going to pit pretty much exactly when we are told to pit. So whenever the pit stop window opens, that is when we will hit pit lane for our stop. Actually, I think Hamilton might have already gotten by Esteban Ocon. I actually missed that completely. I thought he was going to be stuck behind him for a while. Oh, but look at this. He's going to go around the outside. Pretty good overtake, to be fair. So Hamilton is on the charge in his Mercedes. corner is always tricky. Be very careful going over that left-hander up the hill. So let's check in to see what time it is. Almost 10:10. So our pit window does not open up for another 10, 11, 12, 13, about another 5 laps or so. So we still got a little ways left to go before we even think about coming down into the pits, as Lewis Hamilton has gotten by Stroll and Bottas has gotten by Esteban Ocon. Overtaken by Hamilton here on Esteban Ocon down the main straight, and right behind him Valtteri Bottas goes by Esteban Ocon at almost the exact same point. So they are working their way through the traffic. Of course, they're not lap down cars. They are on the lead lap. Those are for position. Now I'll say this: if Hamilton catches us before we pit, I will hold him up a little bit. At least hold him up the best I can, without, you know, causing a major disturbance.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Actually, did Stroll get the position back on Bottas? I thought Bottas had gotten by him. Or I guess Bottas, yeah, Bottas hadn't gotten by him, and he tried to overtake him again. Couldn't get the job done, though. Lance Stroll remains in that spot. So good on Lance for his driving there, fighting back on Valtteri, who did not have a good day in Hungary, in the Hungarian Grand Prix. That I can safely say. Picked up himself a 5-place grid penalty for Belgium after the summer break, which should make it for an interesting race with the Mercedes starting, you know, if he qualifies on pole, maybe at least putting him in P6. And here comes Hamilton. First taste of fighting Lewis Hamilton in this career mode.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
I think we could do a better job defending. Actually, I think I made a little too much contact going into the corner. Or right there, I guess. Ooh, you pushing wide there. Holding our line against the 7-time world champion. Yeah, corners can be very tough sometimes. Just trying to, or at least on this game, I noticed it a lot easy. It's a lot easier to run wide. To really let up the gas just a little bit. Ooh, that was on me. I was trying to. I should have just let him go to the outside. Let him go the long way around. Oh, and Valtteri, here he comes. We open the door for Bottas, and oh, Bottas spins! Bottas has spun!
Okay, clear.
I have no idea what happened there. He had the pass on Hamilton. And he just lost it, by the looks of it. Yeah, so let's see again. So let's go on board with Bottas here and see what happened. So, me and Hamilton are side by side. He's going to the inside. He's side by side, and then he's coming through that hill that's caught me up before, and he just lost control on the curb and spun it around. He lost all that track position, lost spots to Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Norris. I mean, he's still safely in the points, but that was a very odd incident. You see it coming through here, and he just loses control. He has a spot, then runs over the hill and just spins out. Let's take a look at it from Hamilton's point of view. Yeah, Hamilton's very lucky that he got in the gas and was able to not run into him. Here's the view from Fernando Alonso, who was running in P4 at the time, now P3. And he just loses control. Completely on his own. And that's going to drop Valtteri down to... let's see here. To P9 in the running order. So really, a really tough break for Valtteri Bottas right there. We are still in the lead. That little incident actually allowed us to extend the lead. I'm sure Hamilton will be coming right back at us in no time. Again, our pit window opens at lap 14, so that's when we're going to pit. (14 to 16), that's our window. Now Alonso's holding up Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Ooh, getting a little squirrely through there. Here comes Hamilton again. Trying the outside. It's not going to get it. Meanwhile, Alonso's still stuck behind Verstappen. Or, other way around. Verstappen's still stuck behind Alonso. Ooh, Hamilton didn't get the best run through that corner.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
It was very close there. Very, very close. Oh. Just went straight there. Oh!
Green.
Not what I intended. That's more like it. Just holding up Hamilton ever so slightly. And Max Verstappen has now been brought into the fight for the lead. Verstappen has gotten by Alonso.
Understood, stopping this lap.
Oh, it's going to be a 3 wide here. Or not quite 3 wide. Oh! Losing control here. Verstappen's going to get by. Hamilton's stuck behind me.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Copy that. Hearts for next box.
And here we come into the pits. Alonso and Stroll come in with me. I feel like we're going to lose positions here, just based on how everything works, how this game usually works. We're probably going to lose out to those two with a slow pit stop. Go, 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 go. Okay, we got him. We got him. We got the position. There we go. All right.
Complete. See these tires through to the end now.
Good job, good job, good job. We got ahead of Alonso and Stroll. That's what we wanted to do. That was the goal. And now we are set to go to the end of the race on this set of tires. And actually, we come out in a fortunate situation because right in front of us are Carlos Sainz and Pierre Gasly, who are on the two-stop strategy, as well as is this Leclerc? It is. So both Ferraris and the AlphaTauri of Pierre Gasly are stuck behind this battle between one-stoppers of my teammate Guan Yu Zhou and Antonio Giovinazzi. So they are holding up these guys in front of us. And that is going to help us catch up to Gasly and the Ferraris, but at the same time, we know those guys are going to have to pit again anyway. So when they do pit, they're basically going to be a full pit stop behind us. So my teammate really helping me out here. It's got this whole slew of cars in front of us, just battling it out. Nobody knows where to go. We're getting held up. Which really doesn't matter to us. I mean, could we have a shot at the win? Possibly, yes, but for a team that's just starting out, we're just looking for points. And right now we are in a great position to score some points, as our teammate Guan Yu Zhou finally dives into the pits. We have DRS on Gasly. Big old DRS train right now. Esteban Ocon comes out of the pits. Of course, the fresher, hard tires are going to help us keep on the tail end of this little pack right here, with the Ferraris and Gasly on their worn medium tires. Doing the mid-session save here. I'm almost certain that this that being stuck in that train that was being led by Guan Yu Zhou and Giovinazzi is going to cost us time to the leaders. Just how much, I don't know.
Currently P11, we're currently P11. Gasly is ahead of you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums. Alonso behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh hards. Okay, gap to leader, 26.7 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 18 laps to go.
Oh, Alonso's coming on strong behind us. The Spaniard in his home Grand Prix, looking for the position. He's not going to get it. Of course, Alonso spun, had that spin in the opening round in Bahrain. Did not score any points. Alpine did not score any points at all. Him and Ocon both finished outside the top 10. Alonso's DRS, but he's not going to be able to make a move this lap. Let's try to do some math in my head for the people who are running the two-stop race. They pitted at, if they pitted at lap 7, for example, I presume that at that point they're going to split the rest of the race in half. In terms of their tire strategy. And a 33 lap race, minus 7 would be about 24. So I say they're probably going to run about 12 laps or so on their set of medium tires. I mean, we ran 14 before we pitted, so I presume that these guys in front of us will be stopping within the next few laps. For sure, I would think.
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
So while we are losing ground to the Ferraris and Pierre Gasly, we're not losing a ton of ground, and that's good. That's not a problem at all, as long as we stay within their pit delta to where when they pit, we will come out in front of them after the pit stop cycle. Or after they make their final stop of the race. Now just trying to see here who is where in terms of track position. So Hamilton is right behind Verstappen. As you know, they are the two leaders. Then Sergio Perez third. Bottas has worked his way up back to fourth, so that Mercedes coming on strong with the power unit despite that spin. Daniel Ricciardo is P5. Lando hasn't pitted yet. Or did he pit again? Did he make his second pit stop already? He must have. So he must have made his second pit stop already and gone from soft to medium to hard. because he's right in front of the Ferraris. He's right in front of Pierre Gasly. So I'm just trying to judge who we would leapfrog. Probably Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin, and maybe Ricciardo. Don't think we're going to leapfrog these guys right here, Perez and Bottas. I don't see that as very likely. I believe Norris already pitted for his second set of tires, and he went, again, I think he went soft to medium to now hard in his strategy. But right now our fight is with the Spaniard, our fight is with Fernando Alonso.
Behind is 24.0 seconds.
Double check the race director. Yes, so Verstappen actually just pitted, as did Norris, and they went to hards. So, interesting. I thought they would go to another set of mediums, but I guess not. So yeah, that's where we stand. So I think if we leapfrog Vettel, Leclerc, Sainz, and Gasly will be P7, I want to say. Right around there. Maybe P6 if we can get Ricciardo, but I don't know if we can. I think that one might be a little bit more touch and go. So you got one of the Ferraris diving into the pits now. I had a horrible run through that chicane. Take this opportunity to see who does pit. I think Leclerc pits first for Ferrari. We got the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel's in. Daniel Ricciardo just leading his pit. Perez leaving his pit. And Hamilton leaving his, with Verstappen overtaking him and maintaining the lead. Though Hamilton, he went on to medium, so he's going to be definitely faster. Meanwhile, Bottas stayed on track. So let's go back and run through that chicane again. Pass Gasly, gonna pass that Ferrari, gonna pass the Aston Martin. We will not pass Daniel Ricciardo. That one was a bridge too far. But what this strategy set's gonna do is gonna elevate us to 7th once Carlos Sainz pits. And it's gonna put myself, Alonso, Stroll, and Ocon in the points as they run right now. Oh my God!
Are you okay?
Wow.
That was a nasty hit.
That was not good.
Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
That's absolutely, like I said, through that corner, you're running a little wide. Look at this impact. Bam! Just hit so hard on the right side, it launched the car in the air up against the wall. broke the right rear tire, and then the left rear just sort of, or the left front, or the right front just sort of broke too. Man, what an impact! But benefit of rewind, we can play that one through again. So Sainz hits the pit lane.
We're leading our teammate by 26.1 seconds.
Here comes Alonso again. Get the outside, but he's not going to get the pass done. And now our job is just to hold on to position as it is now. And actually, let's take a look and see how sort of the top runners are shaping out. You have Ricardo in 6th, Norris in 5th. I believe this is Bottas in 4th. He's in 4th. Perez in 3rd. Hamilton 2nd, and Max Verstappen in the lead. Max Verstappen, the only one of the front 4 who went on the hard tire for their final stint. Whereas Hamilton, Perez, and Bottas all went for the mediums. So Verstappen is going to be hurting in this early part of the run, for sure. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that. And I don't know what the status is in terms of lap down cars. I don't know if anyone has been lapped as of yet. Our teammate is running. Where's our teammate running? He's running 17th. That's not too bad. He's ahead of the Alfa Romeos. He's ahead of Nikita Mazepin and Nick Latifi. He is behind George Russell, who did start. He is behind Schumacher and Russell, but to be fair, they both did start in front of him. So it's not like anyone behind him passed him for a position or anything like that. Watching the I guess this is the finals of the 100-meter dash in the Olympics. What's going on right now? There is an American in the race. Sergio Perez hits the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in his Red Bull.
Our gap to the car in front is 7.3 seconds.
Alonso to the inside! Oh, I didn't really want to force him out. Just to see who won here. Try to figure out the country. I think the American came in second. Not sure who was the guy that won. Just looking at the country. Italy. Okay, it's a guy from Italy. Alright. I couldn't tell. The jersey was blue. Bottas now sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Gap to teammate behind is 28.3 seconds. The gap to the car ahead is 9.9 seconds.
Ran a little wide there, trying to save some fuel. Alonso. Wide on our diffuser. And make him go the outside. We defend the position for the moment. And Sebastian Vettel is not far off from joining this pack. Verstappen still leads the race. Now the advantage Verstappen is going to have is that later in the run, or as you get to the very end of the race, his tires are going to come off a little bit better. Because, you know, Hamilton's on the mediums, but those mediums are going to wear out faster than those hards.
Yellow flag.
Uh-oh. Somebody's out of the race. Not sure who. Not sure where. The Alfa Romeo here of Raikkonen, who's dead last. Then Latifi, Mazepin, Giovinazzi, Guan Yu Zhou, George Russell, Mick Schumacher. You're not sure who that yellow flag was for. Nevertheless, we continue on.
Gap to car in front is 6.4 seconds.
That's not what we were looking for. Run a little wide. Now we're getting to the point where some of the cars who pitted the second time are catching the back of this train. Like Sebastian Vettel, the Ferraris. Eventually Pierre Gasly is going to catch this train.
Okay, gap ahead is 8.3 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 29.5 seconds.
Alonso looking for the pass. We hold them off. Learned about rain, that's very important to save fuel, so keeping a tab on my fuel, seeing what we have, making sure we have enough to make it to the end where we don't have to worry about lifting and coasting on like the last lap when we're defending ferociously to keep our position. And I'm curious to see whether or not those people who pitted a second time who are behind us are going to be able to pick their way through some of us, or if they're going to be just stuck in this train with nowhere to go. And Alonso looking for somewhere to go. He's going to go on the outside. It's not going to work. We hold him off. Vettel looking to put pressure on Ocon for that final points-paying position, P10. Meanwhile, the three guys immediately behind me are looking to score their first points of the season. Well, I'm looking to better my result from Bahrain by one position. And the running wide like that is not going to help my cause. I'll just say that right now.
Our gap to the car in front is 11.1 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Tire condition is still looking good.
Somebody's had a problem.
Okay, clear.
Let's take a look behind us. That might have been, I think that might have been Sebastian Vettel. And it was! Oh, man! Sebastian Vettel has gone up in smoke. Right in front of the Ferraris, and that's going to take all of them out of points contention because he helped them up enough that they're, well behind our pack, our little pack now. And Stroll, we're going to take advantage of Alonso for position after we make contact. There's a slight contact. Vettel's out of the race, so that's 2 races in a row where Aston Martin has retired. And now look at Lance Stroll. He's going to make a move. I think he's going to make this stick. Maybe not. Alonso still there in his Alpine. He is going to maintain the position after a fierce battle. And actually, I was going to look ahead and see how the front runners are doing. Norris is actually behind Ricciardo now. Perez off the podium, while Bottas is catching Hamilton and Verstappen. So it's going to be definitely a difficult challenge for Max Verstappen to hold on to this race win.
Caution, caution. Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Gap to teammate behind is 31.4 seconds. Okay, clear.
A little surprised that didn't bring out a safety car, but at the same time, it's very late in the race.
4 laps of fuel remaining.
And a safety car
is 14.2 seconds.
Given the amount of time it would have taken for everyone to catch up, a safety car at this rate might have ended the race. Here comes Alonso again, looking for the move, outside. Defend, make them go the long way around. We hold on to that spot for the moment. Here comes Alonso again. Looking down to the inside. Is he going to have us this time? He might. Gonna try to move around the outside. Oh, and he's got us.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Oh, going way wide. Oh, there we go. That's a better run through the corner. That time we got him. Successful defense as Carlos Sainz now is caught up to the back of Esteban Ocon. Or that's not Sainz, that's Leclerc. So can he jump into the points, or will he be stuck in this DRS train for the remainder of the Grand Prix? Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap of the race again. Just a quick check on that battle up front. Still Verstappen and Hamilton, but Bottas, he is closing. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move before the end of the race, but we'll see. Meanwhile, we're in our own fight, as this train is now 6 cars long. And we're the lead engine, if you will. definitely punching above our weight. Alonso, here he comes with a full head of steam to the outside again. It's parking on the apex. Come around. Maintain P7 with a lap, almost a lap and a half to go. In the Spanish Grand Prix.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
No worries about fuel. We should have enough to make it to the end. Alonso gonna make another move. Again, we're gonna make him go the long way around. The leaders have already started the final lap. And now we are about to start the final lap ourselves. Here we come off the final corner, final lap of the race, using up all that ERS to help defend from Alonso.
Final lap of the race.
This is his best chance to overtake me if it's going to happen. Here he comes again, looking to the outside. Going to take a tight line into turn 1, run over the curb. Run over the curb again, but we hold on to the position. So we run wide. Alonso will close, but we maintain our position.
Next car 20 plus, next car 20 seconds ahead.
Norris is 20 seconds ahead, but that's not useful information right now because we are battling for position. As Max Verstappen will win the Spanish Grand Prix, Valtteri Bottas gets the fastest lap point. So it's a Verhambot podium. Meanwhile, we are going to come around the final couple corners. No mechanical issues this time around. And we're going to come around the final chicane, the annoying final chicane, to get up to P7. Good points finish in our second race.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
And Fernando Alonso, the Spaniard, in his home race, gets driver of the day.
A real team effort which has paid off in spades. A great victory here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Fernando Alonso, wherever he is, whatever team he's in, when is he not just brilliant? He'll give you a performance every time, just like he's done today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, Alpine move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Alright, and that was the Spanish Grand Prix. Max Verstappen wins the race with Lewis Hamilton in second and Valtteri Bottas in third. And Sergio Perez in fourth, Daniel Ricciardo in fifth, Lando Norris sixth, we get seventh. Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon all score their first points of the season. Ferraris just on the outside, 11th and 12th. Pierre Gasly, 13th. Mick Schumacher, have to give him a ton of credit in the Haas. Started P15, finished P14. George Russell, 4 places up from where he started, and as well as our teammate Guan Yu Zhou, had to give him some credit. He had a very good start, so was basically battling the whole race with George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, so showing that he does have pace in him. And Giovinazzi was the last car in the lead lap. Mazepin, Raikkonen was just slow today. I'm not really sure what happened to him. He made a second stop, so maybe he had damage of some kind. I'm not really sure. And then Vettel and Tsunoda with the DNFs. Standings-wise, go constructors first, as always. For a first-time team, we are sitting fourth in the constructors after 2 races, which is not too shabby at all. Though I doubt it's going to stay that way, but you never know. There are some really good tracks that are really good, yeah. I can't talk. Let me say that again. There are tracks coming up on the schedule that are very favorable to us. Favorable, I should say. I can't speak. Baku's coming up. That's one. We're usually good at Canada. That's another one. Austria, another good track for us. So good tracks coming up, which should be of benefit. And yeah, so in that regard, we're doing pretty okay. Drivers' Championship standings-wise, it's very close up top after 2 races. Lewis Hamilton still leads. Max Verstappen in second. Bottas in third. 9 points separate them. Then a little further back is Sergio Perez, who's 19 points out, while Ricciardo and Norris are tied on 18. So there you go. That was the Spanish Grand Prix, as Red Bull evens up the score with Mercedes.
performance out there.
And here's the
I'm sure
interview.
you're pretty happy
Just
with
waiting
that.
on this for our sponsors, Inesso.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? Not a great day for your teammate today. What do you think went wrong?
I don't think anything went wrong, really. I think he had a good run.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Yeah, it's weird. I felt compelled to answer that because we had to for our sponsor, but Guan Yu Zhou had a very good run. I don't know why they would be asking that question. Didn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. So we had to get that interview question answered for a sponsor bonus, but yeah, that was strange actually. I'll be right back. I think my dog is our dog is causing some disturbance, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Dog wanted my brother to get in bed so that she can go to bed because our dog likes to sleep with my brother in his bed, so he was really begging him to get in bed. So looking around here. So let's take care of stuff before we finish up here. So we've got, how are our departments looking in terms of morale? Everyone's normal. Okay. Let's go to R&D and see what's available to us. We have just enough points to get a front wing gurney flap for the aerodynamic department. We haven't done an aero upgrade yet. That wasn't automatic after the start of the season. So I say we go for this one, so we have the points to do it. Let's see. So in R&D in progress, we're gonna have 3 different upgrades powertrain durability, aerodynamics. Um, uh, let's see. Next up is the activities. Um, we have, what, 7 days? I say we'll do sponsor advertisement, which will give us team acclaim and some cash. And then we'll also do the aerodynamic equipment upgrade, which will boost that department's morale by 5%, while also giving us some resource points to use. We only have 2 resource points right now. So those are going to be hard to come by. Spending wise, I forget, what did we spend on last time? I think we just spent quality control on the durability side. Let's see. Let's wait through this next little run through and see how much cash we get from the weekly resources. That came in good. Good there.
Okay. We've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Okay, so we have $1.86 million. I think we'll invest a little bit in the personnel department, and we will upgrade the analysis suite so that Guan Yu's experience stat will be slightly improved. I think that's all we're going to be able to spend right now as we go to a press interview with Will Buxton, which will be the end of this video once we do that.
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. Upgrades to your facilities seem to have stalled. Is there no more room for improvement, or are you prioritizing other areas?
We made significant investment earlier, which gave us breathing room before we upgrade again.
It looks like there are a few more desks in your personnel department. Have you been investing in that area?
We are nothing without our staff. It's the best investment you can make.
You've managed to get your team into a good position. How long do you think it will be before you can challenge the big three?
I'll say we managed to make it this far, which is, to be fair, we scored points in our first 2 races.
Your second driver seems to be getting much more comfortable with their car. Have you been focusing on their development? Would it be safe to say that, in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team? It's been wonderful to spend some time with you. Best of luck out on track.
Alright, so that's pretty much gonna do it for this race weekend.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later, you'll probably be asked by the media who you consider to be your rival. Think carefully who you select, as while you will receive a claim for beating them, you'll lose a claim if you fail to do so.
Thank you, that's very useful information. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next race, again, until we find out when when those new tracks are coming out. For the post-launch DLC. Once we find that out, I'll maybe start to pick up the pace a little bit with my career mode, but until then, we're kind of going to take it slow with career mode here. Just so till we can find out when those tracks are going to be available. I said we don't know when that's going to be yet. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be how it is until we get updates on those tracks. But yeah, so that is going to be it for now. And I'll see you in the next race, which will be the Monaco Grand Prix.